What's up, turtles? My name is Urosh, and in today's video, I want to talk about how Ben Böhmer does his chord progressions. So what I did is I took 4 of his tracks and I broke down the chord progression of each track. And basically, I want to share 4 tips with you on how to write, this type of chord progression. So basically, the tip number 1, yeah, breathe, 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 breathe. Breathe. So the tip number 1 would be, it's just my cat. The tip number 1 would be to write in modes. And what do I mean by that? Basically, modes are like major and minor. Those are modes. So let's just take a look at one of his tracks, which is called After Earth. And yeah, so here's the pad sound. Let's just listen to it first. So this song is, let me just play the pad sound again. This is just, I just wrote down the chords. It's not meant to be a remake or anything, but. So we have a G minor here, going up to B flat sus2, and down to a C major, right? If we look on Beatport, this song is supposed to be in the key of C major, but actually it's in the key of G Dorian. And Dorian is one of those modes that I've said before. There are a ton of modes. They're like Dorian, Lydian, Locrian, Phrygian, Mixolydian, Aeolian, and Ionian. Yeah, basically, these modes sound a bit different than when you write in major or minor. And like I've said, on Beatport, it says that this song is in C major, probably because of the last chord, which is C major. But in actuality, this song is written, like, I'm almost like 90% sure that this song is written in a key of G Dorian. So that's why we get that kind of uplifting and relaxing feeling, when we listen to this track. Because this song is not in C major, because like the first chord is G minor, which is not a chord, from C major, and the second chord is B flat sus2, which is again not a chord from C major scale. So yeah, if you will write in modes, you will get that kind of people will consider a bit novel, because most songs nowadays are written in a major or minor mode. So if you will use Dorian, it will sound a bit different. The second tip I want to talk about is using chords that are not in key, aka using chromatic chords. And what do I mean by that is, let's just take a listen at Purple Line. And let's just listen to it with the song. So yeah, we have a G major chord, and then we have an E flat major and an F major, which are not the key, which are not chords, in the key of G major, right? We would have an E minor, not an A flat major, and we would have an F sharp diminished in the key of G major, because there's no F in the key of G. There's only an F sharp. So yeah, that's another tip, just using chords which are not in the same key, because it will sound a bit different. It will sound, it won't sound like, the million songs you've heard before. So let's just take a look at Vale, and this is like the third tip I want to talk about, is basically smoothing out the chord progression, watching over the voice leading, how the voices transition into another chord. And if we take a look at this, we can see that there's a a minimal transition between those two chords. Yeah, we have a transition in the bass line, but you know, this is very close together, and this one as well, and this one as well. So it sounds, you know, really cohesive. So. So this song is made or written in the key of D minor, which is the first chord. Then we go to B flat major, we go to an F major and a G minor. These are all diatonic chords, meaning they're all in the same key of D minor. That's why I think this song sounds like the saddest, because it starts in a minor key. And yeah, what do I mean by smoothening out the transition? And voice leading is, like I've said before, just making sure that it isn't, you know, jumping all around. Because this is a D minor chord, and if we would transpose this up, this would still be a B flat major chord, right? But if we listen to it, it sounds, you know, kind of wacky. It's if you play on the piano, yeah, like you know, when you move to another chord, you want to move your fingers the least, so you don't want to be jumping all around, if you know what I mean. Sometimes you can use that for, you know, effect or something, or just an idea, but in most cases you want a smooth transition between the chords. So. And the last song I did, and basically this would be probably my last advice, is just to mix up like the rhythm of the chords, or that, like, the length of the chords. Let's listen to Breathing. So if we look at this shape, here we have 4 chords. Every chord is lasts 1 bar, but then we have 1 chord that lasts for, you know, 2 bars, which is different from here, right? And if we look at all the other 3 chord progressions, we can clearly, pardon me, see like the differences. Here are just the 4 chords. Every chord lasts the same. In purple line we have the first chord, which lasts for 2 bars, and then we have 2 chords that are like shorter. And in the After Earth we have 1 chord that lasts 2 bars, the second chord lasts 2 bars as well, and then we have the third one, which you know, lasts for 4 bars. So like I've said, you know, these rhythm of these chords is different, right? So that would be, again, one of the advice or tips, is just to, you know, not always be like 1, 2, 3, 4, you know what I mean? Just to be 1, and just mix it up, like mix it up and shit. So Tintin left the building. He was like, fuck this shit. So yeah, anyways, that's that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you think. I know it's not as production oriented, but it's more like, you know, the theory behind it. And just to recap again, use modes, Google that shit, and just you know, experiment a bit. Then use chords that are not in the same key. The third one is to experiment with voice leading and make sure that, you know, the voices are going like smoothly and stuff. And the last tip would be to change up the chord structure or the rhythm, whatever you want to call it. You know, don't be predictable, you know what I mean? So excuse me for making some mistakes, excuse my cat, and that's it, guys. Subscribe, like, and hope to see you in the next video. Thanks.